Welcome back to the Playmakers Corner podcast. I am one of your hosts, Cody Stoffer, and with us today is a very special guest, Arden Walker. And, I'll go ahead and let Arden take over and introduce himself. Arden, what are you doing on the show? What position do you play? And where do you go to school?
Hey guys, I'm Arden Walker. I'm from Denver, Colorado. I go to Cherokee High School, and I play defensive end / outside linebacker.
Excellent. And something that we do for everybody on the show whenever we introduce them is we like to get to know you and what sports kind of means to you. So what is your favorite memory or experience playing sports? It could be a specific play, a specific game, or, like an overarching experience from any level that you've played so far.
My sports experience, it came more actually from basketball. I played AAU basketball up until last year, and I had an opportunity to go play at the Ball's Life All-American camp when I was in middle school, and that was kind of like my first time being like around like national talent, I guess you could say. It kind of just motivated me to become more competitive, and just I really got the exposure just in terms of playing kids from all around the country. So.
I guess that really like increases the scale, as far as like how far you can take your sports talent and what that means for your future. So
Exactly.
See, I didn't even know that you play basketball. I got to do my research. So,
Sure.
But, and then assuming that you're also a sports fan, as far as viewing, what is your favorite like sports watching memory as far as like, it could be of your favorite team winning a specific game, or maybe you went to a live event that was super fun. What does that look like for you?
I'll say the 2010 NBA Finals when the Lakers won. I'm a big Laker fan, Kobe fan, everything. So that was like one of the most like impactful sports moments for me. Just the way they came back in the end of the game, and I was celebrating with my parents. And at first I was celebrating, but I didn't know what I was celebrating, and I kind of just realized and understood, and I just kind of sparked it from there. So.
Fair enough. Lakers fan too. I'll let that slide because I'm a Nuggets fan, but I'm still a little bitter.
my guy Jamal though, but hey.
Yeah,
for sure.
So moving on from Arden, the sports fan, to Arden, the football player, to the defensive end outside linebacker. I guess who is someone that you model your game after?
I say like right now, like. I try to do everything like is Chase Young. I love his demeanor, and then just the ability to rush the passer. I mean, he's a beast, and that's something I just kind of I feel like he's striving to be great, and that's something I fall behind for sure. So
yeah, and you guys both have the ability to take over a game and cause offenses to completely game plan around your presence. So I can see the similarities and dominance, and he's doing it at that NFL level, so that's definitely not a bad example to have.
Is that, and for his rookie year, like I'd say him just kind of making a statement in terms of just the entire season, and just especially how the way things are going right now, I feel like he's going to do something special for sure.
Yeah, that's a good example. Have you been watching him since he was at Ohio State?
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Okay, good. And then I guess kind of shifting to what we did. What is your reaction to being ranked the number one defensive lineman by Playmakers Corner, and what did you think of our evaluation?
Oh, I loved it. I showed my dad as well. I thank you guys for sure. I'll say that first, but I think like hand placement is something I've always been working on, and then you guys talking about like my hand fighting, or just kind of me being able to get off blocks and stuff. I think that's something I take pride in, and so I thank you guys for just highlighting that for sure. So.
All right. I'm glad to hear that. And I guess kind of opening up to the rest of the list, right? We've looked at a ton of defensive lineman film, and I don't know if you saw, but we included D tackles, DNs, and guys like you who are a bit more of a pass rushing outside linebacker too, and DN. And I guess what are 2 to 3 qualities that separate you from those guys and any other defensive lineman in the state? I mean, you kind of talked about your hand fighting, but go ahead and elaborate and tell us what you pride yourself on, overall as a player.
I say like IQ wise, I kind of took my game to the next level. I feel like I kind of separated myself in terms of just focusing on technique and making sure I apply it when I'm playing in the game. Like I've been more of a thinker, I guess you could say, when I'm trying to make plays. And then I say like my pass rushing, I have a plethora of moves. I feel like I have so many. It'd be time. There's also sometimes, I mean, that's what I'm saying. I'm still working on it, but like there's sometimes like I feel like I can use some more moves, but I think I have a lot. So
That's good, and it's always good to have them in your back pocket just in case. So
exactly.
So we talked about your point of view on your strengths, and that IQ thing is something that I haven't heard in my interviews yet. So that's definitely something that you could take with you to the next level and the level after that, and definitely something that separates, I'd say, like the greats from the goods. So that's a good thing to have as well. But what are some things that you're going to work on in this off season and preparing for college football?
I'm definitely going to continue to work on my physique. Like I feel like over like I said that COVID break, I was basically working on my body, and it kind of paid off for me too. Just playing on the field, I changed my eating habits. I'm gonna continue to just get on the weights and stuff too, cause I gotta kind of prepare for what like the conference I'm about to play in, of course. So it's kind of brutal. Like I'm gonna be honest. So
fair enough. Yeah. So kind of talking a little bit about your high school career. You were a part of a 2-time state champion Cherry Creek team, back to back. Cherry Creek, they've been good since I played, and even before then. So I guess, what is some advice that you could offer to up and coming high school football players? Nothing that compromises, Cherry Creek's strategy, of course, but what is some advice you have for players to get to that level and help their team get to that level to compete for a state championship?
I say commitment. Commitment is like the biggest thing in terms of just like with your teammates, or I mean just your level of commitment and training. That's probably the biggest piece to our success, I say. I feel like as a team we all wanted to be great and win the games, and I feel like it really paid off. Like I said, the start of the summer, like even in 2019, we all just made a pact to ourselves, like we wanted to go on a revenge tour, and so we took accountability for each other and then for ourselves, and we just made sure that we continue to work hard on and off the field too. I mean, in the classroom, of course, too. I mean, you got to take care of that first. So
yeah, you can't. It's hard to win state championships if players are ineligible. So it looked like all of you guys were on top of your you guys were dotting your I's and crossing your T's, and everyone's on the field who needed to be. So that's a good message to carry on to these players, and definitely commitment. I mean, it's easy to see your commitment, now that you've made it this far, right? So hopefully younger players can see that. It's like, oh, Arden Walker, Mizzou SEC football player, how did he get there? And you saying commitment is a huge part of that. So I appreciate you sharing that. I guess, did winning that second state championship impact your recruiting? And if you don't mind sharing, would you mind kind of going into like your recruiting experience a little bit and what that looked like over the years?
For sure. I'll start there first. Like, my recruiting kind of started like about my sophomore year. I received my first offer. I was blessed from the University of Northern Colorado, and then kind of just gradually moved into that. I picked up CSU, then CU, and honestly, I had some up and downs. Like, I'll be honest with you. Like, there's some times I was stressed. Like, even making the decision. Honestly, like it was hard for sure. But like, I end up, I say like exposure wise and selling myself sometimes. I feel like I could have did that more, but I mean, I'm fine with my decision, of course. But I'll just say, just me putting out film and all that stuff. I learned from my dad, because he's been in the game as well. He coached at Oklahoma State, and so like it was more like an old head background, I guess you could say. So how you see all these kids with like the commitment videos and like just them posting on Twitter, keeping people updated. Like I honestly wasn't one of those people, and I just felt like it was out of respect for coaches, and then just for my teammates that I'm going to be teammates with, like just not bringing that attention to myself. I mean, I think it comes naturally if you kind of just work hard and just make sure you take care of yourself the right way. But like in terms of my recruiting, like I say when I got to like closer to my decision, it definitely started getting harder as I did pick up more exposure. But from this last championship game, I did get a lot of attention. I got one of my videos reposted on D-line vids, so like stuff like that, of course. But I feel like overall I was pretty focused and level-headed on where I wanted to make my decision. So,
all right, fair enough. I guess now that you've committed to Mizzou, as far as what is some advice you can share with some younger players on what you looked for in, a school or a football program, whatever was more important to you, and things to consider while choosing?
I definitely looked at my relationships. I built a really, really good relationship with Coach Haley and then Coach Walters. That's the D-line coach and the defensive coordinator coach. They like took time out of their day to kind of just speak to me, and they pretty much checked up on me like a lot. And also Coach Drink, our head coach, he made sure he kind of just started to build a relationship with me as well. I say relationships are big. I mean, it's a business, but you're also going to spend your next 4 years of your life with that person. So, or 3 to 4. I mean, if you put trust into that coach and he puts trust into you, I mean, like, I feel like you're pretty much set. And then especially it was a risk too, because like this year we were able to take like official visits too. So like just kind of getting to know like some of the kids are committed or like thinking about heading there. Like that was also big for me. I built a really good relationship with some of my buddies that's there now. So. But I say like relationship wise, that's really key. That's really a big key. And then just also fit, like in terms of like scheme, school, like and then even as like a student, because academically I think I knew I was gonna be fine either way. But like
How much would you say? I didn't even think about COVID impact on recruiting and not being able to really do those visits. How much of a role did that play, or into your commitment, or I guess how much kind of easier did it make your schedule in life, where you didn't have to like go visit universities on bye weeks or anything like that?
I sometimes I did look forward to like going to places, but pre-COVID I went to Texas A&M, USC, and Oklahoma, and honestly, after doing those reviews, it was like I kind of went to the Pac-12, SEC, and the Big 12, and those are like, I guess you said those 3 conferences like the main. That's why like they were mostly recruiting me. So like, kind of just looked at it from that kind of aspect, and just kind of went off my gut at that point. So
good to hear. And yeah, those are some big schools. Obviously, like you said, you said it was a blessing to get that first offer from UNC, but man, FBS offers and Power 5 offers hit a little bit different than FCS. So, and I can say that as a graduate of UNC that, that's hard to compete with. But I guess now that your high school football career is over and looking forward to that next chapter, what are some goals that you have in mind for, yourself or your team heading into college ball?
I would say I really just want to get like situated in terms of just school. Like I kind of want to get ahead, get a good head start, and then in terms of like being on the field, I look for my team just to, because like I'll inform you with this too. Like my class, like we're like the highest class to be like recruited in the Missouri program. So, and like I think it's ever since like I think Rival started, or it's like 2005. But I just feel like I'm looking forward just to kind of make an impact in terms of just in the SEC for them. But I feel like we're building, and I think that's why I'm looking forward to just start the build really. And I feel like if we set a strong base, then we have a good future ahead of us. So
making an impact, and maybe even a lasting legacy.
Mm-hmm.
So I just realized this too. You said you went and visited Oklahoma. How did your dad react to that, having coached and played at Oklahoma State? Was he thrilled about it or what?
Oh yeah, he had a great time. He enjoyed the visit actually, and actually he was just laughing about like just the competitive nature like between like Oklahoma and Texas, like when they were recruiting me. But I mean, he just thought that was pretty funny. But he didn't like my dad. He didn't really have a preference, or like he didn't really care. I mean, he just wanted me to be happy really. So.
Yeah, fair enough. Because you said Oklahoma State earlier, and I've always been a Sooner fan. And then I was like, man, the Sooners missed out on Arden Walker. What a bummer, man. But for me as a fan, but, obviously I'm going to be a fan of yours and cheer you on at Mizzou and wish you the best there. Kind of jumping back to the present, I asked you about the future. Jumping back here a little bit. You still have a semester of school left, right?
Sir.
Okay. I know some kids are graduating early, so I want to get that situated. But What advice would you give to up and coming high school athletes, whether it's juniors, sophomores, freshmen, on like how to handle, that student athlete environment in high school and, prepare them for their senior year as far as, what to look forward to and what to be prepared for?
I say development is the key. Just like I was talking to my buddy Miles Purchase yesterday actually about this. Like we were just saying, like, don't worry about you being on varsity like your first year or second year. I mean, I feel like if you work and kind of just take your time to get better, like you have the potential to even shine at when you become a senior or junior. And I just feel like you take that time just to work hard, and I think if you see it through, it would definitely pay off. Trust the process for sure, and then let's say like stay on top of school really, and I mean I'll put yourself ahead, especially if you want to get recruited as well. So yeah,
in the immortal words of Joel Embiid, trust the process, right? But I guess and I appreciate that advice, and I'm sure that the listeners will appreciate that advice as well. And it's sound advice, especially that grade stuff, man. You gotta stay on top of that. I've definitely had my experiences of seeing guys who don't get to go to that next level because they didn't take care of it in the classroom. So, and
like my background, my mom, she's an educator, so like I always have that pressure just to kind of perform well in the classroom. I mean, I had no choice, honestly. And
I was about to say you didn't have a choice in that matter.
Exactly.
So I guess you've talked about it a little bit. You've mentioned players that you have relationships with and the relationships at Mizzou, and even your parents' influence on your life. But I want to just give you some time to talk about anyone who you'd like to mention or shout out on or explain how they've impacted your life a little bit, and that could be academic or athletic career. If you want to expand on some things that you've already said, but this could be friends, family, coaches, players, etc. I just want to give you the floor to talk about some important people in your life.
I say like someone who's like basically a big brother to me, and like because I'm like an only child, and I mean I grew up with it's just me, so kind of having that big brother figure is great too. But I mean, besides my parents and my dad, was DeMarcus Walker for the Broncos. I had opportunity to work out with him like this pretty much the whole summer, and kind of right before he started getting prepared. Him, Malik Reed as well, and a little bit of Bradley Chubb. I still talk to him all the time right now, even during the season. And I say like DeMarcus, he kind of just showed me just the way he kind of took me under his wing in just terms of like how to work out, and just that have that motor in terms of like just having that want, I guess you could say. And I really credit him for sure, and I want to say thank you, because he kind of motivated me for sure. Like he asked me, it was like when we first started, he's like, how many times are you working out? And I said like once, and he was like, you need to be working out 3 times a day. And that's kind of when I kicked it in. I was doing speed and agility. I was working out, I was lifting in the morning, and I'll do speed and agility like midday, and then do like technique training with my dad and him and Malik and Bradley Chubb. So but like he really took me under his wing and just kind of showed me just the ins and outs in terms of even just like NFL technique. And also Malik and Bradley as well, they did the same thing. Chubb, they kind of just, especially since I kind of had to play outside linebacker this year too, like it was also great just learning from them too. And I mean, as you can see right now, I think I forgot how many sacks they have, but me and my dad have been keeping up, of course. But
there's a lot. Those are definitely some good guys to get advice from for sure.
Mm-hmm. I know they're like in the top tier for sure, but like those 3 guys for sure, they had a big impact on me, and just like my work ethic. Like when I was seeing them work out, like we'll be on like the last rep, then they're saying, oh, can we go again, and can I perfect this? Like they're doing stuff to perfection, and that's like, I mean, of course, they're getting paid to play football too, but like just it shows why like they're good at their job, or like why they're in the position they're in pretty much. So
yeah, there's definitely congratulations on having that experience. That's awesome. I'm like a little bit jealous, but it's definitely eye-opening to see what that professional level looks like, especially when you play in high school, because I mean, in high school to an extent, if you're good, then you're good, right? But when you work out with those NFL guys, once again, that takes that good to that great level. So that's awesome that you got that experience. Is there anybody else that you want to shout out, or?
I shout out my parents, my mom and dad. Like they're like they're biggest impact on me. Like my mom, of course my dad's like my personal coach. He's been my coach for forever. So, but I mean, just my mom, she's my number one fan. She takes so much good care of me. Like it's it's amazing. It's crazy. Like my mom, she's one of my best friends, honestly. Like even just I can talk to her about anything. Even my dad too. Like I feel like I have a pretty much like open relationship with my parents. Like I can come to them about anything, just speak on whatever, and they kind of just give me their advice and kind of just try to steer me in a pretty good like direction, I think, and just basically go off of me, really.
Yeah, that's solid. And it's always a little bit easier when you don't have to do like everything yourself or feel like you versus the world. Having that solid support cast is crucial to, I say, success just in general. So I think that's why it's important to talk about, what important people are to you and what they mean to you. If you don't mind, I'd like to kind of expand on what the relationship was like with your dad, being like a former football guy and an athlete. Like, how much of a role has that had to play with you today, and like, I guess just your athletic involvement in general?
That's really, really big impact. Like, my dad, he like when I first started, he put me in literally everything you could think of: football, basketball, soccer, baseball. Only thing I didn't do was track. I played lacrosse, so I mean, he kind of taught me just kind of stick with things and try to finish things out, and it was just I gradually just became a football player. Like, I say I really kind of started understanding the game in 7th grade, and that's really where my dad it's not like he didn't take me serious, but like it's like he kind of that's where he kind of knew, like, okay, I see what he's trying to do, and that's where he just basically took me to the next level, I feel like. And just that preparation and advice, like I said, and then just him having some like college background and like a little bit of NFL knowledge as well. I mean, he was on the practice squads for the Bengals, Cowboys, and stuff. So, he always gave me like pretty good advice. Not even pretty good, amazing advice, honestly. And I feel like it usually works. So.
Yeah, I mean, you've made it this far, right? So that says something. This is a little off topic, and I don't want to dig too deep into the secrets that make Cherry Creek tick, but is there a chance that they'll three-peat next year? What's the next set of guys looking like?
Oh, that's a good question. I feel like they have a chance. We have a lot of juniors from last year that'll be seniors this upcoming year, so I feel like they definitely have a chance. I just said, like, if they keep that same mentality just to continue to be committed and stuff, I feel like they definitely have a chance for sure.
All right. And yeah, because as we continue to go through these positions, I'm like, man, more Creek kids. Like, there's going to probably be one in every top 5 for us, if barring that there's a senior at that position. And I guess talking just a little bit more about Creek. I don't want to eat up too much of your time, but we also had Malik in our top 5. What's it been like playing with Malik?
The Nigerian Warrior. Oh man, hey. No, I mean, like I said, I'll say IQ wise too. He's up top. Like, and that's why I think he's going to Columbia. So, just that, like, he works really, really hard too, and it like iron sharpens iron. So we all wanted to get better. Me and Brandon Jackson, Gus Zelinkus, we like it. Just honestly, like Malik's one of those like playmakers that you'll see for sure at the next level, I think. So.
Awesome. Yeah. And we also talked about Gus a little bit because he's listed at I think he's being recruited by Rutgers as an offensive lineman. Yeah. And I was like, man, he blew it up on defense too.
He can honestly play both sides of the ball. It really depends. Like, it's kind of on what the coaches think and what he wants to do too. So.
Fair enough.
I'll say Malik. Yeah, Malik just he works really, really hard. He wants to get better on his craft, and I feel like I kind of took him as a little brother too. And I kind of just try to steer him in kind of the right direction as well. I forgot to mention Blake Purchase as well. He's like another outside linebacker we have. He's an offer from Colorado this past season. But like I'm saying, like I feel like that would have worked hard. It rubbed off on all of us from the league too. So he definitely had a big impact for sure.
All right, and I love hearing about all those relationships. And once again, congrats on the state championship.
Thank you.
Congrats on your commitment. A lot of things looking on the up for you. And obviously, you got one semester left, so go ahead and finish kicking high school's butt because you got bigger things to look on the horizon. Is there any lasting quotes or thoughts that you'd like to share for any listeners of the podcast or anybody else?
I just want to say thank you guys. This is a great opportunity. Just kind of get my voice heard, of course, and I feel like I think people did want to know a little bit more about me. I guess I'm kind of incognito sometimes, but
hey, real G's move in silence like lasagna, so you know. But no, it's really our pleasure to have you on the show. I'm super grateful, and I know Simon's definitely bummed out that Xfinity kind of let him down a little bit. Yeah. So Playmakers Corner, we got beef with Xfinity, but thank you so much for joining us, and really is our pleasure. And we wish you the absolute best, and we hope to do a college breakdown of your film. When we get some of that going. So.
Oh yeah, thank you, Mr. Cody. Hey, shout out Playmakers Corner. You know the vibe, y'all. So.
hey, we're trying to get some merch developed. So hopefully we'll send you a hat or something. So you can represent. But all right. Thank you so much for joining us, and do you have any finals left? Do I have to wish you luck on that, or did you finish?
I just got done yesterday.
Okay, well then, good job getting through finals, and enjoy your winter break. You deserve a little break, and Merry Christmas, Happy New Year, the whole nine.
Sir, happy holidays. Appreciate you.
All right, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you all so much for watching until the end of the video, and thank you if you also listened to the Arden Walker interview, which you can find on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Anchor, and most other places you can find podcasts. We will have more interviews coming up on Fridays, usually with our normal release schedule of requests on Mondays and Wednesdays. I've been Cody Stauffer, and Simon is also grateful for all the support you guys have shown us. I expect probably a bit more content here on YouTube, but thanks for watching, and we'll see you around.